Now at 7, a 16-year-old at West Salem High School arrested after police say he posed a threat to the school. Well, police said he was researching before they arrested him.
Plus, new information about the tank that ruptured in Longview, killing 11 people. Why one expert says it may not have been inspected before it collapsed.
And as students get ready to celebrate their last day of school and start their summer breaks, we'll tell you how your child can get free lunches this summer. KGW News at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock on your Friday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchik. Happy Friday, everyone. Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis. Have a look at our Friday weather and traffic and some rain returning to the area, Rod.
Yeah, I mean, today pretty dry, but we will be dealing with the clouds. We're looking at them all day, not really dealing with them. There will be an ongoing threat of just a shower, or what I call a brief spritzy shower or sprinkle, where you just get a trace of moisture. But really, much of the time you're out and about today, it's simply going to be dry. Here's Lincoln City from our Schnookwoods Casino Resort camera. And here's a look at the Columbia River and the clouds over the Interstate Bridge from the Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront. And a similar scene over the vineyard from the Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. We're in the 50s out the door this morning, mainly dry. And then just the chance of feeling a raindrop. It wouldn't be much more than that. At noon, 60. And the same thing when the kids get out of school, about 66. So far wetter day coming tomorrow. More on that in your complete forecast. Here's Chris.
All right, Rod, thanks for that. Let's get you out the door. We'll start off south of Wilsonville, I-5 northbound. ODOT dealing with a crash approaching the Boone Bridge. It appears to be near the Charbonneau exit. So northbound I-5 running a little slow here from there, basically back towards Arndt Road. So give yourself a few extra minutes around that. I-84 traffic, the Banfield tightening up approaching the I-5 split. A reminder, of course, that the exit ramp to the convention center still blocked as ODOT prepares to put the footings down for that new big sign bridge they're going to put over I-5. Not sure if that's causing the slowing, but we're a little tight getting out towards the Hollywood district. Not bad. Right now, 17 minutes gets you in from Troutdale to downtown. Guys, back to you.
Chris, thank you. Developing this morning in Wood Village, a motorcyclist is dead after an early morning crash. This was what the scene looked like earlier this morning. Crews responded just before 2:45 a.m. to Northeast Gleason Street near Wood Village. Investigators say the motorcycle crashed into the back of another vehicle. The rider was taken to the hospital with serious injuries and later died. The driver of the other vehicle stayed at the scene and is cooperating with investigators.
Salem police and the FBI prevented what they called a school weapons threat. Officers say 16-year-old at West Salem High School had been displaying concerning behavior by researching school shootings and how to manufacture guns. Then they say that the teen wasn't in class yesterday. Instead, investigators found him in a shed at a home on Southeast McGilchrist Street. He was arrested and charged with manufacturing a firearm. Police say there is no ongoing threat to the school. The tank that held hundreds of thousands of gallons of dangerous chemicals in Longview was likely never inspected by state or federal officials before it collapsed last week. That's according to one workplace safety expert who says those types of inspections are not required. But tanks below ground, as well as those that hold certain products like oil and gas, do get regular state or federal inspections.
So, because this is above ground, because this is white liquor, it really falls in a more regulatorily gray space where they don't have those kind of increased process safety management regulations. They don't have Department of Ecology.
She says it's up to the company to clean and maintain the tanks. Nippon Dynawave has said very little about the circumstances of the blast and the tank itself, only that it will let the facts speak for themselves. Results from state and federal investigations could take months.
A new OHSU study is taking a closer look at suicide risk among veterans diagnosed with cancer.
Researchers found the risk is highest in the months after diagnosis, but it can stay elevated for years. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson spoke with the study's lead author. So, Corey, how many veterans were included here?
Yeah, Matthew, China researchers looked at nearly a decade of data from nearly 300,000 veterans with cancer, and they say the findings show that the mental health impact of a cancer diagnosis can extend well beyond the treatment itself. And the newly released study examined both fatal and non-fatal suicide attempts among veterans diagnosed with cancer between 2014 and 2023. Researchers documented about 2,400 suicide-related events, with nearly 90% 80% of them being non-fatal attempts. The risk was highest during the first 6 months after diagnosis, but that risk remained elevated for as long as 5 years. They also found veterans who received palliative or supportive care had lower rates of suicide-related events, suggesting early support services may help reduce risk. Researchers say even after treatment ends, many patients continue to deal with fear of recurrence, physical side effects, and the emotional toll of cancer.
Patients experience things like, loss of jobs, loss of careers as a result of cancer diagnoses and, long treatments, and they can't often do the same things they could do, before their cancer diagnosis. So I think all those things sort of manifest in these suicidal behaviors.
And the study's author also tells me that they found veterans of certain ages and ethnicity could be at higher risk for suicide, according to their data. We break down more of those numbers coming up at 8. Matthew, China.
Corey, thank you. And if you or somebody you know is struggling, help is always available. You can call that number there on your screen, 988, anytime, day or night, to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline to receive support. Again, that number is 988.
In Sherwood, police have issued more than 1,000 warnings to drivers just a week into setting up their new mobile speed cameras. Now, the cameras are set up at the intersection of Southwest Oregon and Lower Roy Street, where the speed limit is set to 25. Sherwood police say they'll snap a picture of drivers going 11 or more over the speed limit. For now, speeders will get a warning in the mail before police start issuing citations, but they say this doesn't replace officers enforcing traffic laws.
We are still trying to get people to slow down and all that kind of stuff. But this is just another tool in the toolbox that we have to keep our community safer.
Police say warnings will be issued through June 22nd, with citations starting on June 23rd. Officers also say these cameras are mobile and will eventually be moved to a school zone when school starts back up in the fall. And today is the last day of school for the students in the Portland Public School District, and starting June 15th, children and teens can get free summer lunches through a federally funded meal program. Battleground Public Schools will serve free meals to anyone 18 years old or younger. Now, it's important to note you do not need to attend Battleground schools to participate. The summer food service program runs weekdays from June 15th through August 20th, with the exception of July 1st through July 3rd. Meals will be served from 11:45 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. at Cam Academy in Battleground. All meals must be eaten on site.
Your time now is 7:07. Rod Hill is here with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, good morning. Just kind of a quiet, cloudy start to our day. We do have some showers that have been hitting for the past couple of hours up over Long Beach, and just a touch of rain has been reported Seaside, Astoria, Cannon Beach area. And while the chance of showers will be extending inland and dropping down through the valley, all day I think you're going to find a better chance of rain, meaning more numerous passing showers the farther north that you go. And for Portland, Salem, and Vancouver, I think it's one of those days where you may get just a trace of rain or a sprinkle at some point. But most of the time you're out and about, it's going to be dry. This does appear that there are some raindrops on the lens up in Seaside. We were just seeing this on radar, 52 degrees. Here's downtown Portland from the Pioneer Park building. Bricks are dry as we look over the courthouse. 56 is the number. We do have a west wind today and a noticeable breeze expected, kind of 10 to 20 miles per hour at times. 53 in Tigard right now, 54 up in Camas. Canby's in the mid-50s, Salem and Almsville each at 52, and Albany also at 52 degrees. This will be a dry day with partly cloudy skies, so some sun, and temperatures around 70 in central and eastern areas of our state. But we'll keep the cloudy skies coast and valley with that chance of just mainly some traceable showers coming inland. 66 the high tomorrow, still a very active shower day. It's a chilly day. Much of your time outdoors, temperatures will only be in the 50s. Could be some hail showers mixed with spotty downpours. This starts right off the get-go early in the morning. Sunday, we're all dry, partly cloudy start perhaps, and then clouding over. We have more rain to start next week. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. Let's take it back to Wilsonville, actually south of Wilsonville, approaching the Charbonneau exit. ODOT dealing with a fender bender here near the Boone Bridge. There does look like there's maybe a little bit of local slowing there, but just a quick snapshot down there, Art Road, and looks like traffic's actually moving okay. So we'll keep our eyes on it. The freeway drive not in bad shape. There's I-5 from Clark County at SR 14. That looks good. South of town near Capitol Highway, the northbound drive into town looks good as well. And here's a quick check of the Banfield. I-84 westbound tightening up, approaching the I-5 split. Again, a reminder that the Convention Center exit ramp still closed for a couple more days as ODOT prepares to pour the new footings for that big sign bridge that's going to go over I-5 near the 84 interchange. That, of course, road work yet to come in the month of June and July, which will obviously be a big deal for closures and whatnot at that time frame. But for now, guys, we're off to a pretty good start.
Thank you, Chris.
Pets just love their owners so much, and I'm thankful to have that reminder every day.
Still to come on Sunrise, we are taking a look at the Portland Fire's smallest member. How the little corgi is making a big impact, coming up when Sunrise continues after this.
Hi, I'm Christine Padawanich. I'm a journalist at KGW, and I love exploring Portland's amazing food scene. New spot? I'm there. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the good stuff that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
The Portland Fire has been exceeding expectations in its inaugural season, including when it comes to the smallest member of the WNBA team. We're talking about Pancake, who sort of became like the unofficial team mascot. KGW's Catherine Cook got a closer look at Pancake just in time for yesterday's International Corgi Day.
It's International Corgi Day, and Pancake the Corgi is nothing if not international.
She's my world companion.
And a big part of Megan Gustafson's world. The Pooch and Portland Fire star met 7 years ago. Gustafson was playing overseas in Hungary, homesick and hoping for a friend. She tracked down Pancake in Poland.
I decided to take a bus overnight by myself to cross the border. Kind of a high-risk situation. Just thankful for her. She helps calm me down. She helps ground me, and yeah, bringing me so much joy in my life.
The 6'4" center and the close-to-the-floor center of attention steal the show wherever they go, especially on social media. Their high-energy, life-loving posts capturing the kindred spirits. Gustafson believes they were meant for each other.
The breeder, they said that she was too small to show her in like dog shows, so that's why they were selling her. So, and then I was growing up, I was always so tall and small kind of unite together to take on the world.
Sounds kind of like a children's book.
I wrote a children's book last August about our travels. It's called Pancake's Passport.
Each chapter based on animals they meet and lessons about peace and kindness. Lessons Gustafson says she learned through her faith. That's another reason why she loves this furry girl.
Pancake is kind of like a little reminder of, God's unconditional love for us. Pets just love their owners so much, and I'm thankful to have that reminder every day.
With just a few months in Portland, Gustafson is grateful for her new home, team, and fans.
The crowd and the support has been incredible to witness.
Incredible, like this post-game interview with Gustafson after she scored a season-high 22 points in last week's win against the Fever.
Chip on her shoulder. I've really never been respected as a basketball player until I've gotten here. So I'm really thankful for...
I respect you, mate.
I'm thankful for this team, this organization. They really believe in me.
A tall stack of unconditional love and a short stack.
My best friend.
In North Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
He's a baby.
Very
So
cute.
pretty. You're so cute.
Is it possible Pancake is happy because the team is doing so well?
Absolutely. The team's happy.
There you go.
Pancake's happy. Pancakes. It goes back and forth both ways.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's keep Pancake happy all season.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
If you don't know, our Portland Fire, they said it was one of the hottest starts of a
On
franchise
fire.
team ever. On fire, yes.
Well done.
Thank you, China. Here's a look at our weather situation for the weekend. Upper level low, it's getting closer. It kept our temperature, the flow pattern around this kept us cooler yesterday than I thought we would be. I had forecasted mid-70s. We only got up to around 70. The low is coming our way, and it will be basically right into us tomorrow, which will be a really active shower day. You can see the rain out ahead of it. So far today, it's been mostly Clatsop County, Astoria, Cannon Beach, Seaside, and then up to the north around Seattle. 2 o'clock, Futurecast, little brief green specks all the way down to Salem. Typically means maybe there's a sprinkle, maybe there's an actual light shower at some point, pop, but most of us, certainly inland, will be doing well just to get a trace of moisture today, or at most like 0.01. So lots of dry time expected, including this evening. Here's tomorrow morning. Now that low is coming into us, shower activity picks up. You see the bright colors. It's a chilly air mass. Snow level tomorrow between 4,000 and 5,000 feet. So if you're driving over the Cascades, you could find some snow showers. And the bright colors represent not only spotty downpours, but maybe some hail mixed in. Here we are. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then still some showers going into this evening. But as the sun starts to go down, the modeling takes the number of showers this many, and by the time the Grand Floral Starlight Parade starts, maybe only that many showers. So there's reason to be hopeful that the parade will see not that wet of activity, but be prepared for a passing shower or two. Sunday, it looks like a dry start to me, partly cloudy, then we cloud up during the day, and then there's more rain coming in on Monday. Rain potential map shows this is mainly tomorrow, and it shows anywhere from about only 1/10 of an inch if you drop down southward towards Eugene, but from Salem, Lincoln City northward, 1/4 of an inch to maybe some areas getting 1/2 of an inch. Even to get 1/4 of an inch of rain, you would probably need a pretty good downpour at some point passing over your house. And it's scattered precip tomorrow. Remember, scattered precipitation, it's tough to pinpoint. Like I'm playing golf tomorrow morning. Maybe I get lucky and there's not much rain over the golf course, or maybe we're in a spot up in Vancouver where we get hammered with a couple of big downpours. So just be prepared for your outdoor plans tomorrow. Here are some breaks in cloud cover from the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles, and a cloudy sky over the state capitol down in Salem this morning. 52 there. PDX is 56. The Dalles 58. 48 out in John Day, Burns, and Baker City. Valley forecast numbers today. Trying with the cloud cover to get up into the mid-60s. That ongoing threat of mainly some traceable showers or brief light showers passing. Tomorrow only 61, which is code for, especially when a shower is in your area, it will only be in the 50s. About as cool as we can be this time of the year. Sunday dry, 67. The rain's back on Monday. Notice I don't have a single 70 on the board until we get to a dry day Thursday of next week. Here's Chris.
Very un-June-like.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know. All right, let's get you out the door. We start off with a TriMet alert. TriMet reporting delays on the max yellow and orange lines of 15 to 30 minutes because of an earlier operating issue. So give yourself some extra time if that's part of your mode of transportation. The freeway drive this morning, not in bad shape. I-84 at the I-5 interchange. We got a little bunching up there. I-5 south of town near Capitol Highway. There's the northbound commute. That's the Huber Street on-ramp. So from Capitol Highway northbound. That looks great. In fact, the drive times look mostly great. In fact, we can't get much better than this, guys. No major freeway trouble out there just yet.
Okay, Chris, thank you.
It may be really hard to go through, but it's okay. You can push through.
That's right. From hospital visits to Hollywood dreams, we introduce you to this 9-year-old girl battling bone cancer. The message she has for other kids facing a similar fight when Sunrise continues after this.
KGW Sunrise keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings, working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
We are following breaking news right now in Northwest Portland.
Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson, who's live at the scene.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
This is our first trouble spot of the morning.
Start with a team you trust on KGW Sunrise, weekdays starting at 5 a.m. Stream the KGW app now on your phone or TV for free.
I'm Trina Green, a morning anchor at KGW and new dog mom to this sweet guy. Meet Barry. I love getting your mornings off to a great start, whether it's sharing stories of resilience and triumph in our community, or following breaking news from Beaverton to Gresham and everywhere in between. We've got you covered, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
This month, KGW is teaming up with Make-A-Wish Oregon to help grant wishes for kids in our region with critical diseases.
And this morning, Libby Dowsett introduces us to a young Marion County cancer survivor and her family who share how Make-A-Wish helped them come back from a very difficult time.
9-year-old Noemi from Silverton, Oregon, deciding it's best just to get the hard stuff over with.
Chemo. That was a little painful.
Now, 1 year after treatment, Noemi says she hardly remembers all she went through battling bone cancer.
They only had to remove my hip. They didn't have to remove my entire leg.
But still, months of painful physical therapy, all leading up to this moment. Sharing a spotlight with singer Amos Lee for her big comeback.
Fortunately for her, she has enough scar tissue holding everything up that she'll be able to walk pretty normally again.
With one leg now a bit shorter than the other, she is back on her feet, ready for her wishes to come true.
Can we get a drum roll? You are going on a trip to LA to go to the American Girl doll store for an experience for the day.
With the help of Make-A-Wish Oregon and Good Samaritans willing to donate their extra airline miles, Noemi and her family head off on their LA American Girl doll extravaganza.
Welcome to flight 695 to Los Angeles.
Noemi even finds a surprise connection with the pilot, he too a survivor of child cancer.
He gave me his badge. It's in Mom's purse right now.
Because then you see her running around and jumping and playing basketball, and you kind of forget that she only has half a pelvis.
And Make-A-Wish says kids just being kids is the goal.
Noemi, it's Raquel Reyes.
I know.
It's Raquel Reyes.
I saw that.
A little joy for the whole family.
I got a mini tiara, and then my American Girl doll, Crystal, matched with me. It was really fun.
And don't forget adventure.
Lumos.
Lumos.
A little fun this mother of 5 says they can use right now.
Hello Kitty everywhere.
Taking a trip just from your regular life, even after it's already been said and done, it was kind of nice.
On that one trip, I got around like 20 wishes granted.
Naomi's advice for other survivors.
For kids going through cancer, it may be really hard to go through, but it's okay. You can push through.
Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
She got 20 wishes, all of them well deserved, and that's why we are teaming up with Make-A-Wish, along with our sponsors, Rick's Custom Fencing and Alaska Airlines, to help more kids like Noemi. Now, if you're a company of any size or just have some extra airline miles, you can make a real impact. Visit kgw.com/wishes and click Donate Miles to get started. Now, the best part is Alaska Airlines will match every mile up to $1 million, helping even more wishes take flight. So no amount is too small. Every mile helps us grant more wishes.
Well, coming up in our next half hour, new details into the death of Dane Paulson, the 2-year-old who died by drowning in the Celeste River after going missing from his family's front yard back in March of last year. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live with what we are learning about the moments leading up to his death. And the Oregon doctor who ended up stuck on a cruise ship treating hantavirus patients is finally back in Bend. What he says he had to do before being able to come home.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, watch extended coverage on the KGW app. The KGW app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. Stream the KGW app now on your phone or TV for free. When news breaks,
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
There are still emergency crews that are on scene here.
the team you trust
Police tell us this is an ongoing investigation.
is on the KGW app.
And this was just one of many parks that was shut down because of this atmospheric river.
That is some new information that we just got from Portland Police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Follow breaking news as it happens on the KGW app.
We're coming up on 7:29 on your Friday morning drive. We start with a TriMet alert, a pair of them actually. First off, the MAX orange and yellow lines experiencing delays of 15 to 30 minutes because of an earlier operator issue. That's what TriMet's telling us. Also, the red line to the airport now delayed upwards of 15 minutes through 8:30 because of earlier issues on the west side near Milliken Way. So plan ahead for your MAX trip. The freeway drive is in pretty good shape with that one exception. I-5 northbound. The ramp onto 217 north, I'm not sure if that is a stalled semi or a fender bender, but obviously we're running a little slow there. Otherwise, the rest of the freeway drive looks pretty good. Rod?
All right, Chris, thank you for that. Good morning. We have cloudy skies. So far, we're dry here in Portland, Salem, and Vancouver. And so far, we've continued to see showers. These have been running on the line you see right now, generally north of Tillamook. But Seaside, Gearhart, Cannon Beach, Long Beach, Astoria, radar's been showing some rain coming over your heads. This is kind of cool because you've got a dark cloud really sitting on top of Mount Hood right now. Temperature has been in the upper 30s up there this morning. Here's downtown. That's one of the ships from Fleet Week. Our forecast high today with a light shower chance 66.
Good morning and thank you for joining us in this 7:30 half-hour live streaming. We are following breaking news this morning out of Northeast Portland, where there is a large police presence along Northeast 122nd Avenue near Northeast Multnomah Street. This is a live look at the scene. It's being reported as a disturbance involving a weapon. We are waiting for more information from police about what kind of type of investigation is happening here. We will continue to update you as we learn more.
We want to thank you for joining us. I'm Matthew Herchik. We are going to get over to Chris, I believe, for or we're heading over to Rod first, rather. I apologize for a look at the weather.
Thank you, Matthew. Good morning to you. Shower activity hitting Astoria and now nearing Longview, and certainly if you're traveling early this morning, getting ready to leave, as you make your way up I-5 to Seattle, you'll basically find increasing rain showers. But Salem, Portland, and Vancouver, we are all dry right now. There's our state capital, the clouds, the temperature 52. Here's the cloudy skies over Providence Park, 55. And our planner today, 60 at noon, only 66 for a high. One of those days where there will be some sprinkles or some light spritzy showers in the area, but really most of the time you're out and about here in Portland, you'll find just a dry Friday. Chris?
All right, Rod, we take you down to Tiger, the I-5 217 flyover. We'll zoom in real quick. That's our first trouble spot, it appears, on the freeways this morning. Maybe a disabled semi here on that ramp. Again, that's northbound I-5 onto 217 north. So he's setting up the little triangles, getting people to slow down and give them a little space there. Yeah, traffic's starting to bunch up just a bit there. Outside of that, the freeway drive's really not in too bad a shape. We don't have any other major freeway trouble, but I do have a couple of max alerts to pass along. TriMet reporting delays of 15 to 30 minutes on the yellow and orange line. TriMet says that due to an earlier operating issue. And just in, delays now on the red line to the airport, upwards of 15 minutes through 8:30. China, Matthew, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. New court documents are shedding more light on the case of a Lincoln County father charged in connection with the death of his 2-year-old son.
Prosecutors are now asking a judge to allow evidence from prior incidents they say show the father was aware of the risks of leaving the boy unsupervised. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson live this morning with those new details. Corey.
Yeah, Matthew, China, those new court filings focus on what prosecutors call prior instances before the toddler's disappearance and death last year. Nadine Paulson's disappearance in March of 2025 sparked a massive search involving law enforcement, volunteers, and the FBI. 10 days later, the 2-year-old's body was found in the Siletz River. Investigators determined he had wandered to the water and drowned. Officials originally said there was no evidence of foul play. Nadine's father, Aaron Paulson, was later charged with second-degree child neglect. Now, new court documents state Paulson was binge-watching a TV show when Dane went missing. The documents also reveal prosecutors want to introduce evidence of earlier incidents. One involves a neighbor who reported seeing Dane's older sister outside unsupervised as a toddler. And another describes a September 2024 incident where a teenager said he had found Dane, who was about 18 months old at the time, along Highway 229 and walked him back home. Now, prosecutors argue those prior incidents are relevant to whether Paulson was aware of the risks associated with Dane being left unattended outside. And a judge will now have to decide whether or not that evidence can be presented to a jury at a trial for a later time. Matthew, China.
Our Corey Johnson reporting live. Thank you, Corey.
The ordinance passes with 7 ayes and 5 no.
After weeks of debate, Portland City Council has banned restaurants and businesses from selling foie gras. The ban passed in a narrow 7-5 vote, though some councilors still weren't too concerned about the matter.
I don't give a damn about foie gras. I don't. I really don't. But I do, without cursing, give a darn about the role in which government plays.
Starting December 1st, restaurants or businesses caught selling foie gras will get a warning followed by fines up to $5,000. Le Pigeon on East Burnside, which opposed the move, said it was disappointed, saying that this was an opportunity for City Council to show its support for the restaurant industry as a whole. Well, for the first time since he returned to Oregon, we're hearing from the Bend doctor who treated hantavirus patients on a cruise ship. Dr. Stephen Cornfield says that he tested negative for the virus and feels good, but he still has to quarantine for another 3 weeks. He spent several weeks in quarantine in Nebraska after returning to the States. Before he could come home, the feds required the state of Oregon to set up round-the-clock monitoring.
We didn't know, or the state didn't know, what that monitoring meant, but they were able to hire a security company, and outside my house, there's a car doing 24/7 monitoring.
5 out of the 18 total Americans were released from that quarantine facility in Nebraska this week, including Dr. Cornfield. None have shown any symptoms and no cases of hantavirus linked. The ship have been confirmed in the U.S.
The robotics company Robot Lab is expanding to the Portland metro area. Robot Lab wants local businesses to hire its robots to fill jobs that businesses have been struggling to staff and retain. We got to see some of them in action at the Hilton downtown, cleaning and delivering food. We also spoke to the company's CEO.
For every restaurant that we deployed delivery robots in, reported that the average tip size increased. And it's counterintuitive because, hey, I'm getting, something from a robot. Why would I tip someone? The reality is because the robot is doing all the mundane tasks, running back and forth to the kitchen and so on, the servers are able to stay in the dining room for longer and provide better service.
Robot Lab says these don't take away jobs, but instead create new ones because they need to be programmed and maintained.
Fleet Week is still going on this weekend, and you can still take tours and look at all the Navy ships currently docked along Portland's waterfront. But a reminder, there will be more bridge lifts when those ships leave on Monday morning. Lifts are expected to happen between 7 and 11 a.m. Monday on the Broadway, Steel, and Burnside bridges. If you're planning to take your boat on the Willamette River on Monday, you also need to be aware of the security zone. Multnomah County Sheriff's Office will have boats at the Steel Bridge and Hawthorne Bridge. Anyone with a motorized boat will need to be escorted through that zone. And then we got to talk about the Rose Parade. There's a lot of excitement for that. Grand Floral Starlight Parade is happening tomorrow night. This is the first year that the Grand Floral and Starlight Parades have been combined into one giant event. Things will all kick off at 6:30 tomorrow night. Here's a look at the parade route. It all starts on Nadeau Parkway near City Fair and runs through downtown Portland before ending on Southwest Taylor Street.
And later this morning, the Queen of the Rose Festival will be crowned. It's one of Portland's most time-honored traditions. The Rose Festival Queen represents Portland and the Rose Festival for 1 year with appearances throughout the country and abroad. When choosing a queen, judges weigh each princess's leadership, scholarship achievements, and civic involvement, among a bunch of other factors. Today's event starts at 11 o'clock in Oregon Square. And we also have another soon-to-be royal in our midst. Rod, you're leaving early today because you're going to receive an honorary knighthood.
An honorary knighthood, yes.
I didn't know where that was going when it was started.
With the Royal Rosarians.
Okay.
Something they honor. Seems goofy to say honor and include me in the same sentence, but it is what it is. They honor people around our community every year with an honorary knighthood. And of course, today's, as we just learned, after that ceremony, which is around 9 o'clock, 9:30 this morning, then they'll eventually get to the ceremony with this year's Rose Festival princess. So very exciting stuff. Here's a look at our satellite. We have, and radar rather, rain up near and north of Longview, scattered showers, including there's a hefty shower right now getting ready to hit the Long Beach Peninsula. And then we've had some showers in Clatsop County, that's Seaside and Cannon Beach this morning as well. Most of that has been light stuff. We have the clouds, but we're dry inland. Here's the Shalem tasting room camera out in Sherwood, 52 degrees. And here's the Columbia from the Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront location, 56. This is a day, as you look at current temperatures, mainly in the 50s. I mean, it's 49 Happy Valley. It's a day that most of the time you're out and about, it'll simply be dry. Just don't be surprised if you feel a sprinkle or even just a passing brief light shower at some point. 53 down in Albany and up in McMinnville. Humphrey and Molly sharing the cat tree there. Pet of the day at kgw.com is the email address. Send us your pet's photo and we will feature them on our show. It will be a dry, partly cloudy day with temperatures around 70 in central and eastern Oregon, but on the west side of the Cascades, it's cloudy skies. The clouds might thin somewhat as you drop to the south. The rain chances really are far better today overall north of the Columbia River than they will be to the south. 66 the high. Now tomorrow you wake up, showers all over the place right from the get-go. Scattered showers, some hefty downpours, maybe some hail. Sunday still looks to be dry. It's possible that moving the parade, the Grand Floral, from 11 in the morning to the combination with the Starlight in the evening could really pay off this year. The modeling shows it would be a far drier evening tomorrow than during the midday hours, which is when, of course, the floral, the Rose Parade used to take place. All right, here's Chris.
Now, Rod, they're honoring you, and you might be about to rain on their parade. You're on the hot seat here.
Trying not to.
Okay, you just keep that up. All right, let's pick it up on a serious note. Over on the east side near 122nd and Multnomah, right now, police activity has Northeast 122nd Avenue shut down effectively between Halsey and Gleason. We're working to get more details on this, so stay with us here on Sunrise, and we'll bring those to you just as soon as we have them. Your best bet to get around that might be 102nd, or 102nd is probably your best bet, or maybe 148th. Again, we'll keep you posted. Back to the I-5 flyover in Tigard. Looks like we've got a disabled semi here, northbound I-5. ODOT now there with one of their incident responders. So yeah, we've got a little bit of local slowing getting around that, but the rest of the freeway drive is really in pretty good shape. 19 minutes right now, a little bit of an uptick to get you in from Hillsborough to I-405 on the inbound Sunset. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Hey parents, if you bought your baby bottles at Walmart, you may want to throw them out. Which bottles are being recalled coming up? Plus, are movie theaters making a comeback? What the latest numbers have to say coming up in your consumer headlines when Sunrise continues after this.
I'm David Mulco, the evening anchor at KGW. Though when I'm not working, I like to spend as much time as possible out here in nature. So I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. You see, what happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still, it moves. It moves you to act, to vote, to volunteer, to talk about it, to speak up, or to lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at KGW, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Portland.
Well, thousands of baby bottles sold at Walmart are being recalled over a possible choking hazard. The recall involves about 40,000 Tommy Boone Nurse 8-ounce baby bottles sold in a pink tie-dye 3-pack. The company says the outer plastic shell can peel or break apart, creating small pieces that could be a choking risk. No injuries have been reported. The bottles were sold exclusively at Walmart and online from November 2025 through last month. Customers should immediately stop using the bottles and contact the company for a refund or replacement.
And another product recall to tell you about. Some gas extra strength soft gels are being voluntarily recalled over possible contamination. The FDA says a coolant leak during processing may have affected certain products. The manufacturer says no illnesses or injuries have been reported. For more information, you can go to the FDA's website.
And in your consumer headlines this morning, American Airlines is temporarily suspending some routes this summer as fuel costs continue to rise. The airline says that select flights in August and September will be affected, though it has not identified which routes. The company blames high jet fuel prices for the change and says customers will be offered alternative travel options or refunds. The suspensions are suspected to be temporary.
And movie theaters may be making a comeback. AMC Theater says it sold more than 25 million tickets worldwide in May. Its best May since 2019. The boost has been driven by several big movie releases this year. The low-budget film Backrooms also surprised the industry, earning $81 million in its opening weekend. Now the industry is watching to see if Masters of the Universe can keep the momentum going. And today is National Donut Day, and DoorDash is teaming up with 100 donut shops across the country to help people get their donut fix. DoorDash customers can get up to $7 off orders worth $25 or more through the 18th. Now that includes some local spots like Cork's Old Fashioned Donuts in Albany, Magic Donuts and Coffee in Grants Pass, and O Donuts and A1 Donuts in Everett. And if your local donut shop is not on the list, don't worry. Krispy Kreme, you can get a free donut there, as well as a dozen original glazed donuts for $2 when you buy any dozen donuts.
I've lost touch. Is it like $12 for a dozen donuts? Is it more than that?
I
genuinely don't.
have
Krispy
never bought a
Kreme,
dozen.
Maybe not.
I mean, if you buy them at like Sesame, like I got some for, Thomas's last name. I think it was they were like $30.
For a dozen?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
expensive.
I have a question going back to this knighthood. So do we have to call you Sir Rod now? Sir Rod Hill?
Why would you put that in a man's brain? Oh my gosh. We're not going to get the end of it.
The answer is yes.
Yes, okay.
All right. You're going to be insufferable.
I shall now proceed to the weather staging area and give you today's forecast. I like being formal. Actually, I hate it. Here's a look at our rain potential map. This is great news. Now, this is a map that shows you rain potential numbers all the way through 10 p.m. Monday. And tomorrow's scattered. And it's pretty common that the rain potential map on scattered days kind of puts out a number that you would get if you got clobbered with a couple of big downpours. Most of us probably won't get clobbered with a couple of big downpours. But if you do, you could get a quarter of an inch of rain or more tomorrow. And then this tacks on a period of some steady rain on Monday. So, I mean, it does show, even if we get a fraction of a half of an inch in Salem or a fraction of nearing 9/10 in Portland and Kelso, it would be a good little wet soak for the month of June. And remember, we picked up less than 7/10 of an inch of rain all total for May. Normally, May gives us 2.5 inches. Remember, we talked the other day. We've only had a 24-hour period with a quarter of an inch of rainfall in Portland twice since mid-April. So I know it's tomorrow's Saturday, but we need the rain. So let's hope that since it's here, we get as much squeezed out as we can. Upper level low that you see feeding some clouds and some light showers in our area today. So far, the rain's been mostly up around Astoria. That upper level low will be dropping into us tomorrow. If you are traveling up to Seattle, you'll find increasing showers during your drive up I-5 today. This does show the chance of a trace of rain or a spritzy passing shower all the way down through Salem, but really most of the time inland today you'll find dry weather. Here's tomorrow morning, showers picking up right from the get-go. Here's noon. See the bright colors? Now daytime heating enough to start fueling spotty downpours. It could contain hail. Numerous showers expected throughout the day, but it will be scattered. And again, scattered, I wish the technology was so great that I could promise you this area is going to get 5 showers, this area is not going to get any. But that's usually the way it works out. Some areas don't get much, other areas get clobbered, and that's tomorrow's projection. It will be dry on Sunday, potential of some morning sun before clouds come rolling in during the day. Here's a look at our cloud deck from the Reserve Golf Course, the Explore Tualatin Valley location. Temperatures 54 Seattle, Kelso, Salem 52, Portland in the middle there 56. Valley forecast numbers will be in the 60s today, mostly cloudy, brief light showers, west winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then our Southwest Washington forecast pretty much the same. Here's the 7-day. We have that dry day Sunday. Otherwise, no dry weather until Thursday. And notice, no 70-degree temperatures until we get to Thursday. Pretty lengthy stretch of cool weather. Here is Chris McGinnis.
Rod, thank you for that. We've got breaking news and a traffic alert over in Northeast Portland. You're looking live right now at Northeast 122nd Avenue, which is currently blocked because of ongoing police activity near Northeast Holiday Street. So I can tell you right now from a traffic perspective, 122nd is blocked, basically between Halsey and Gleason. So your workaround maybe 102nd or 148th. China, I know you've got some more details here to fill in on this.
Yeah, we do have an update to that breaking news in Northeast Portland. So Portland police say that they are dealing with an armed suspect with a hostage. The suspect and victim are believed to be inside of an apartment. This is along Northeast 122nd Avenue near Northeast Multnomah Street. Police are asking area residents to shelter in place right now. We know search and the crisis negotiation team are responding to the scene here. We have a reporter headed to the scene right now, and we'll bring you updates as soon as we learn them. Meantime, still to come on Sunrise, an Alabama family desperately searching for their 20-year-old son after they say he disappeared during a trip to Japan. The latest on the international search effort coming up when Sunrise continues after this.
Matt, how long is this break in the rain going to last?
About another day, Christine. Again, another atmospheric river hitting the northwest. This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, watch extended coverage on the KGW app.
Want more Sunrise? We got you covered.
You can stream an extra 2 hours of live morning news on KGW streaming apps. That means more local stories and extended coverage of breaking news. What's it looking like out there? We making any progress?
Plus live weather and traffic updates as they happen.
And this is our first trouble spot of the morning.
We have a gorgeous day coming up.
We are live on KGW Sunrise, weekday mornings from 5 to 9. Stream on your time with KGW.
The Senate has rejected an amendment to add the Save America Act to a border and immigration funding bill. So the measure failed in a 48-50 vote, falling short of the 60 votes needed to advance. 4 Republican senators joined Democrats in opposing the proposal. The plan would have added President Trump's voter ID legislation to a $70 billion immigration funding package. The measure previously passed the House.
John Bolton, who served as President Trump's national security advisor during his first term, has agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of retaining national security information. Sources say Bolton will be sentenced after a court hearing later this month. He could face a penalty ranging from probation to up to 5 years in prison. Prosecutors say the case involves national security information that Bolton shared in an electronic diary entry with family members.
In Japan, an Alabama family is desperate to find their 20-year-old son after he vanished last Friday during a family trip. Weston Higginbotham's mother said that her son decided to explore Kyoto on his own after they got into a disagreement. She says at first she wasn't worried even when he got on a train because he's an experienced solo traveler, but this time was different.
It's not unusual for Weston to blow off steam going to the woods, and just exploring. That's his happy place. When he turned off his location, that was so concerning because it's so out of character for him.
The college student was last seen on CCTV footage walking alone on a path that led to a hiking trail. His mother said that he had about $60 on him at the time and a phone that was losing battery power fast. Police have deployed dozens of officers, canines, and a chopper to search the area.
The U.S. Coast Guard has resumed its search in the Bahamas for American woman Lynette Hooker, who disappeared in April. Coast Guard divers arrived in Hopetown earlier this week to help with the search. Authorities say Hooker was last seen April 4th. Her husband, Brian Hooker, told investigators that she fell from a boat during a dinghy ride. Brian Hooker was detained by Bahamian police earlier in the investigation, but was released without charges. He has denied harming his wife and has returned to the United States.
In an update, a new report from federal transportation investigators say a United flight landing at Newark's International Airport last month didn't actually hit a bakery truck, but instead collided with a light pole on the highway that hit the vehicle. The NTSB's preliminary report into last month's landing shows the first officer warned the captain twice about slow airspeed. The captain telling investigators that he thought the 767 inbound from Italy was low and he heard a thump. Turns out that was the light pole, with the plane just 19 feet above the turnpike. The driver of the truck suffered minor injuries and no one on board was hurt. Well, coming up, KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus with the Oregon Zoo's newest resident.
We'll meet Inoki, the red panda, coming up next at 8.